Boss Witch is a bitch. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. But you have to admit, it's true. Hey everyone, Snowy here, and I'm not ready for Christmas. Mariah, you announced a Christmas concert in August. I can't let go of Halloween yet. So today, I decided to look at the more sinister side of Just Dance. The ones who lurk in the shadows, waiting for their time to strike. Today, I'm going to be talking about the lore of the Boss Witch. Who is she? What kind of power does she have? Who is Felicia? Who else is lurking in the shadows? Today, I'll be covering that, as well as any other lore connected to Boss Witch, and as well as answers to those questions. Let's start with the lore. Boss Witch by Skarlett Klaw starts out with a witch in an alley of potions, named Potion Alley. Throughout the routine, references to magic stuff can be seen, and the ending with the coach getting surrounded by tarot cards of herself and going into a mirror at the very end. Look, I imagine in the timeline, Sally's just an innocent little cowgirl crying that her map was locked away in beta jail. I don't think she'll have anything to do with the cards. Like, we don't know if at this point she's in Poker Face alt at the moment. And yes, that's how I'm describing it. There's just magic stuff in Boss Witch, who I'll call the witch for the sake of this video, places herself in a card. However, there is lore stuff outside of the map that we could talk about. The witch may seem like a regular witch until we look at the background. The tagline for the background reads, "Be careful for what you wish for inside the witch's manor." In Astelia's video talking about the villains of Just Dance, she reached out to Aurora, the former lore guardian of Just Dance, who stated that the team, at the time, called her the witch and was the reason behind Amanita existing in the first place. Amanita is the coach of Without Me Extreme version by Eminem from Just Dance 2021, as well as P4 of the worst Just Dance 2024 edition map, Without Me on Dry Me My Name Is. However, she always wasn't like this. Amanita's alternate outfit is named Daphne Lantana, where her quote reads, "I'm looking to add a little super to my natural." Well, she got what she wanted, but remember what I said about the background for Potion Alley? Had a warning, stated, "Be careful what you wish for." The only other background in Avatar, at the moment, we can look at are the ones for the rooftops and the regular Avatar, but neither state about Amanita's origins or and her supernatural life that she screwed herself with. She's like a bird flying in different directions. I need to stop with these puns before I go a little overboard like a boomerang. Snowy! However, there's not really anything else we could look about the lore we could go along with. However, this doesn't mean she can stop. She has the ability to make people different, like a less known Knights one. I want to refer to Green's first theory video. He has a small theory that Knights one could be working with the witch who later broke her trust.
Maybe she mentored Knights one how to be bad, and Knights one betrayed her afterwards, and she decided to do something to make her even madder.
Now, after the events of Knights one, the prequel, and In Your Eyes remix, I don't think he does anymore. But she could have like small alliance. I imagine on weekends, she sneaks out of the house without Jagros knowing and they go get an espresso or something at the local coffee shop in Cygnus. The witch isn't alone. She has others she can be connected to. Which leads me to my next topic. Who is Felicia? Felicia is the coach of Bloody Mary by Lady Gaga, which was part of Season 3, Beach, Summer, and Vampire. Felicia seemed to originally be a cat. Not a humanoid cat like Kitta, but a witch cat. The only other cat who has connection with the witch is Felicia, a humanoid cat who's appeared in the kids mode. The witch who made him humanoid was a witch named Salem, who's appeared alongside Felicia in Magic Halloween from Just Dance 2018. Unless the witch is related to Salem in some way, we can assume that Felicia's story is uncanon to the lore around Potion Alley. Felicia isn't only a witch cat, but also has some lore with her avatar from the season. Her avatar reads, "Don't be afraid of witchies, dearie. I promise I barely use my claws." Another thing I want to point out is that Kitta from Kulikitaka and Doobie Doobie Doo Cheepy Cheepy Choppa Choppa appears in Felicia's avatar. Before people ask if Kitta has any connections, I'll read her taglines on all three of her avatars. Her classic avatar reads, "On the dance net, I'm the cat's meow." Her fluffy fur avatar reads, "Seem like a bit of fluff, but I know exactly where it's at." Finally, her punk avatar reads, "I know what I want, and I know how to get it." Her avatars have a dance theme, a perfection theme, and a greed theme. And I find it funny that the perfection theme looks like it would be from Winterhaven, while the greed theme looks like from Eternyx. Additionally, Kitta and Felicia appear in the background of Bloody Mary. However, I don't think the lore of both of them are included. Maybe Kitta, but I don't think so. only because Doobie Doobie Doo Cheepy Cheepy Choppa Choppa exists. But that's it. Now I want to point out an animal besides cats that are referenced in Boss Witch, this being crows.
According to the Center of Excellence, many people believe that crows are messengers from the spiritual world.
But why would the witch care about crows so much? I have a small theory surrounding this. But first, I want to continue the crow talk with our most recent map being In the Shadows by the Rasmus. I will be talking about the lore for this one since it has some significant lore surrounding it.
The routine starts with Darius surrounded by crows with red eyes,
which is important to note,
in the middle of a graveyard. Behind him is a gate, which is a similar gate to the scene in Boss Witch, which contains the song title for Boss Witch. During the course of the song, the map zooms in to show Potion Alley in ruins, as well as two big crows with red eyes. Another thing to note is that Darius is surrounded by red circles for some weird reason. Additionally, the gravestones in the second verse glow red symbols. During the bridge of the song, the routine switches to a mysterious area with bird cages and crows who glow red. At the final chorus, the routine switches back to Potion Alley in ruins, but this time, the big crows have white eyes. Also, it's raining. Additionally, the circle around Darius is now white. The routine ends with Darius disappearing and crows flying away from him.
Now this has full lore to talk about. This map is absolutely amazing. The visuals, the background, the lore. This obviously isn't the best map of 2025 edition. Training season does exist. But the lore is fantastic. As of now, training season doesn't have any lore, but in my opinion, this might have the best lore of 2025 edition. Obviously it doesn't surpass Can't Tamer, but still amazing lore. Now let's talk about the lore and how it might be included. Let's first talk about the details. I already mentioned how people believe crows are messengers from the spiritual world, but what about the other elements?
According to Mind Body Green, red eyes are often associated with protection against negative energy, envy, and malevolent intentions. Dream Interpreter AI states that white eyes mean a spiritual transformation or awakening. This one I could see more since Darius does feel an awakening inside of him when he sees the crows locked up. Now I decided to look up what the name Darius means as well. According to the bump, the name means maintains possessions well. Other articles state the names preserver and possessing good, which I could see Darius being the good guy in this story.
Look, if Jack Rose is left of the just answers, let Darius do his own thing and defeat the witches on his own. I also wanted to look at Darius's green hair.
Muldrow stated that it could be represented to birth and hope. Both make sense in the routine since Darius starts in a graveyard, and hope, since he might have been the character behind setting the crows free.
Now, I want to focus on the lyrics of In the Shadows. Most of the time, the lyrics don't mean anything, but this time, it could.
In the second verse, the line reads, "They say I must learn to kill before I feel safe."
They say that I must learn to kill before I can feel safe.
But I'd rather kill myself than turn into their slave.
But I'd rather kill myself than turn into their slave.
I do want to point out that they censored kill in the second part, but not the first part. I think the reasoning behind this is because Sale had it uncensored and it got flagged by ESRB, as well as loads of people pointing it out. But could these lines mean anything within the lore?
The witch is mostly known for the one who turned Amanita evil in the first place, which could mean Amanita is an ally of the witch. The part where it says about learning to kill could be a metaphor of learning how to be bad to harness the power, which could mean she could have given Darius his power in the first place, as well as Felicia. But the second part could be a metaphor of not wanting to use the power to be evil, but wanting to use it for something the complete opposite.
Why does the witch care about crows?
In the Shadows shows loads of them in cages, meaning she was planning something with them.
Well, there isn't anything known, but there isn't anything relating to death except Mothigan. Wait. Mothigan.
Good Ones and Cure for Me alternate feature a coach named Mothigan, and the routine of both takes place in a crypt. The lore of Good Ones is that Mothigan is trying to resurrect whoever is in the crypt.
But who? Who was in it? Well, we don't know. You see.
The lore for Cure for Me alternate is that Mothigan canonically plays Mario Kart.
Wait. That's not the lore. We mess with the script.
Mothigan summons butterflies, which doesn't have anything to do with Farfalle. According to Palos Verdes Pulse, one of the meanings behind butterflies is resurrection. Maybe the specific butterfly at the end could be significant to Mothigan in some kind of way, like a lost love.
Now, Why does this matter with the witch?
Like I said before, people believe are messengers of the spiritual world, which could mean the witch could be trying to help the people of Eternyx connect to those who passed.
But this doesn't make any sense on why she's holding a lot of birds captive. Darius stating that he doesn't want to be a slave for the witch. Oh my goodness. Could the witch be planning to rule Eternyx after Night Swan gets defeated? As its leader?
Could she be planning to do the same thing as Night Swan, but promise the citizens of each danceverse to get a connection to those who've passed, in return to follow under the rule of the witch?
This is getting a little out of hand. I don't know what to say except that it might be too much for me. I think I might... Alright! It was a dream? That's a relief. It's weird that Snowy knew about Just Dance, even though doesn't know anything about it. But why do a theory video on In the Shadows? What about In the Shadows? You scared me. Got my revenge there.
Bring him up!
Don't scare me like that. Sorry, not sorry. I've had this weird dream that Snowy somehow did a video on In the Shadows and made a proper point. Wait. You're telling me Snowy, he's the son, did a theory video on In the Shadows and actually made a proper point? Yes. Yeah, I can see it happen.